Hey there, fellow Narrowgagers. This is Rick. We just got done with a pretty productive weekend of working here on the Jane L. Narrow Gauge and working on the eastern extension. So I'm going to explain here what we're doing. Is that at the conclusion of our work, I had them put the rails in. So we put the rails in with the excavator. And if you'll notice, there's no ties. I kind of build track backwards from other people. I'll stick the rails in first and then put ties in ever so often, and then go back and put the ties in underneath it, because I don't really have the ability to go and perfectly grade out the right of way and get everything to the right elevation and then lay all the ties down and then spike. It just doesn't work out well for me. So what works is to put the rails in, and then you just kind of move them around a little bit until you sight it, and then okay, has it got the right slope to it? Does the curve look decent? Does it going to fit? And then once I get it to where I like it, then I'll put the ties in, then I'll put some more stone in, and then it comes out looking decent. So that's just my way of doing it. Others may do it differently, and that's, everybody has a different way. So got the white Chevy Silverado high rail truck there. Got tools out. What we're doing right now is so I got everything bolted together on up the hill, and there's several sticks of 39-foot long. They're 100 ASCE rail. Relay rail that we got out of a local industrial park. So I'm doing right here in the middle of the crossing is jacking it up, and I'll put that tie underneath and put 2 tie plates and spike it down. And then all of this stuff will kind of be up on blocks until we come back in here with the front end loader and some more limestone, and then fill in around, and I can take the blocks out, and then I can start putting the rest of the ties in. You could see there at the top of the hill where the rails just kind of shoot off, pointing up into space. Once I pull that around a little bit, that'll settle out, and I think actually right here in the crossing might have to come up a little bit more to make a pretty steep crossing between this one and the other main. But hey, you would have had that in a steel mill anyways, and the track has to go where it has to go. So let's take a little walk up the track here, and you can see that like I'm pulling the curve out a little bit because it's still in a little bit too much. It's got to go over to the right a little bit. So I use the hot metal car as an anchor to pull against, use the locomotive as an anchor to pull against. It's just whatever works, whatever you have to do in order to get the job done. So coming up the hill here, and you can see this curve is going to get pretty tight. So we'll probably have to get the rail bender out and bend these rails over to the left a little bit to get it around this curve. It's going to be somewhat tight. It's probably going to come over a little bit to the left here. I might have to dig a little bit more of this out, put some more limestone in to get the grade exactly where it's going to look better. In a few weeks, we'll be back out again. Probably rent that excavator again and come out here and come back in here a little bit more. So this here, before last weekend, there were several large trees in there, a bunch of garbage, bunch of stuff, and we came in with a big tracked front end loader and then the little Bobcat excavator, and we pretty much went to town here, and we got that grade cleared out back there about a couple hundred more feet. So we're only going to build track back to about where I'm standing right now because all of this back in here is pretty wet. And as a matter of fact, we got the loader stuck back there on Saturday. So I'm going to leave it set, dry out over the summer, because once we get over the rainy season, this will all dry out. probably come back in here, take out a couple feet of this clay and topsoil mix, and then put some large aggregate down, and then put the limestone on top of it, and then build track up through here. So it'll give us a good base. We're not going to sink underneath the weight of our rather heavy locomotive. But yeah, we got those trees out there. They all are. So as time goes on, we'll start cutting that stuff up. That's a lot of good firewood in there. I've got a couple people interested in it. They're going to come and take that away and try to improve the appearance of the woods over there. But yeah, this is where we're at after that weekend of work we did here. So I mean, it's not going to be that much longer time before 58s come charging up that hill, especially at least right up to here. And then, you know, we're just going to keep carrying on a couple hundred more feet beyond that. We're going to have a nice little extension for the railroad. We got some other ideas for a switch. There'll be another switch coming off to the right and going between the containers. The track going off that direction. So at this point, you know, we're still closed. We're not going to do our June or July public runs. We're going to see about August. Let's see how things look in August. We may do the first weekend in August, and then if we do that in September, October, I think we got the whistle blow in October. By the whistle blow, by October, we definitely want to be able to get the locomotive back there. So have that much done by October. Let's see if that happens. So there's the rail to make it happen, and let's see if we can get that done. So, one thing I wanted to say is that, you know, because of the pandemic and everyone's been home, our subscribers on YouTube has shot up to what, over 5,500 now. Last time I looked, we were at like 3,500, and it just skyrocketed. And I was wondering why I was getting all these notifications for comments on old videos and all that. So, oh, there's a lot more people watching the videos. I really want to thank all of you for your interest in our little railroad project here. Really appreciate how everyone supports us and what we're doing, and hope that many of you can actually get out here and ride the train. And I know some of you live too far away to actually ever make it to Youngstown, Ohio. So that's why I'm doing these videos, so that you can all kind of play along as we do this crazy narrow gauge railroad project. So, hey, I'll be talking to you later. Stay safe, and hope to see you out in the rail someday.